Hello students, welcome to the Science Lab Manual class. Today we will learn about experiment 2. Children, all of you know that in our surrounding there are different types of microorganisms. Microorganisms are the creatures which cannot be seen by our naked eyes. We need a special instrument which is known as microscope to see the microorganisms. Today we will see the different types of microorganisms in some sample, like in a drop of pond water, in a smear of curd. Then we will also see the microorganisms present in the decaying bread. Beside this, we will see the structure of onion peel under the microscope, and we also see the structure of Spirogyra filament. Okay. Now, to see and observe these different types of sample, we need, first of all, you can understand, that is the sample. Okay, so for that we have to collect the different types of sample materials like pond water, curd, decaying bread, or we can take a slide of curd bacteria and bread mold. As these are very microscopic or very small in structure, so obviously you can understand that to see those structures we need a microscope, and to collect the sample and put it on the slide we need a dropper also. Okay, now first we will see the different types of microorganisms which may present in a drop of pond water. So children, I am sharing a video with you so that you can see the different types of microorganisms which cannot be seen by our naked eyes, but these microorganisms are present in a drop of pond water. So for that, first we have to collect the pond water. Here we have collected the pond water in a small jar, and from that jar we have taken a drop of pond water by using the dropper. Then we will put this slide under the microscope and we will see the drop of water under the microscope. So here you can see that there are numerous moving creatures within the drop of water, and all these are the microorganisms. Now on the screen you can see the paramecium. Okay, you can see the euglena also here. Okay, see, they are moving. Here you can see it is a type of rotifer. Okay, they have the cilia at the back. Okay, long flagella, you can see there is a long flagella at the back, and I am closing. Yes, here you can see that they have the cilia in the front. Okay, so by moving their cilia they can gather the they can obtain their food, and at the back side you can see they have a long tail like structure, that is their flagella. Okay, here you can see this is a larva of a mayfly. Okay, which is also present in a small drop of water. This is the larva of a mayfly. Here you can see the paramecium. Okay children, I think you can see that the cilia which is present. Okay, so you can see several types of microorganisms in a drop of pond water. So what we have observed, in a drop of pond water we can see that many structures or organisms. Some organisms are thread-like, some are oval, round and spindle-shaped. Some organisms are showing movements also. All these organisms are called microorganisms because they are very small in size. We cannot see them with our naked eyes. Some of them are plants and some of them are animals. Now we will study the slide of a smear of curd. So for that again I am sharing a video with you so that you can see the presence of microorganisms in the curd. Children, I know that all of you have the idea that curd is formed from the milk. Okay, so in the milk, due to the presence of lactobacillus, the milk is converted into lactic acid. Okay, and this lactic acid converts the milk into curd. Okay, so you can understand that is in a smear of curd we can see the bacteria which is known as lactobacillus. So for observing the lactobacillus, first we have to take some amount of curd on a slide and then we will cover that portions by using a small cover slip. Okay, and after that we will put this slide under the microscope. Okay, under the microscope we can see the lactobacillus bacteria. I have already told you that is the lactobacillus bacteria acts on the milk. Actually in the milk there is a sugar which is known as lactose sugar. So this lactose sugar is converted into lactic acid. Now here you can see many rod shaped small structures. These are the lactobacillus. Student, please observe that is there are some lactobacillus which are connected with each other to form a chain. Okay, whereas there are some lactobacillus which are single. Okay, so you can see the lactobacillus in the curd. So in a drop of curd, if we place it under the microscope, what we have observed many rod shaped structures. Okay, and these rod shaped structures are the lactobacillus. Okay, so these are the lactobacillus bacteria. Now we will study the slide of a decaying bread to observe the bread mold. Okay, so for that we will do one activity. So how we can do that? First of all we have to take bread. Okay, and then we have to wet the bread in a water. Okay, so we can wet the bread or otherwise we can take the bread and then sprinkle some amount of water on it. Okay, now in that way if we keep the bread for 6 to 7 days, then what we can see that bread will be covered by a cottony structure. Okay, so this cottony structure is actually the fungus which is known as bread mold. Now if we see this bread mold, okay, under the microscope we can see that is their body is made up of thread like structures. Okay, which is known as hyphae. Now see under the microscope they are looks like that, having thread like structures. Okay, so these thread like structures are known as mycelium. Okay, you see these myceliums are made up of hypha. Okay, some of the hypha grows upwards. Okay, which are known as sporangiophore, which contain the sporangium, and within the sporangium the spores are formed. So children, on the slide of a decaying bread, if it is observed under the microscope, then what we can observe? We can see bread mold on it. So this bread mold is actually a type of fungus which grow on rotten and decaying bread. The mold is formed of horizontal mass of thread-like structures which is known as hyphae. From a point in 2 to 4 pepper pin-like structures are seen. These are called sporangiophores. These sporangiophores bear spores. These spores are black or dark brown in color. Now children, we will study the structure under the structure of onion peel under the microscope. So for that I will share a video with you. So to prepare the stained temporary mount of onion peel, first of all we need to take some materials. First of all we have to take a medium sized onion, slide, cover slip, one watch glass, forceps, knife, needle, some amount of distilled water, glycerin, dropper, blotting paper, saffron in solution, compound microscope, brush. Now we will discuss about the procedure. So first of all we have to take a medium sized onion and then we will cut it into 4 to 5 pieces with the help of a knife. Okay. Then from the cut part we will collect one scale leaves and we will break it so that from the inner part we can get the delicate transparent membranous structure which is known as the onion peel. Okay, then we will take this onion peel into a watch glass, and before that we will take some amount of distilled water in the watch glass where we have to put it. Okay, then we will take another watch glass where we will put some amount of saffron in solution. Then by using a brush we will take that small portion of the onion peel into the saffron in solution and we will wait for 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 to 3 minutes we will take one watch glass having distilled water in it and then we will put the onion peel there so that the extra stain will remove from the peel. After that we will take one slide and put one drop of glycerin on it. Then we will transfer the stained peel on the drop of the glycerin of the slide. Then we will place a cover slip on it in such a way that no bubbles enter in it. We will gently press the cover slip with a needle to spread the glycerin and peel properly. We will remove the extra material by using a blotting paper from its surrounding and then we will place that slide under the compound microscope. Under the compound microscope we will see that is the cells are arranged, okay, compactly arranged. There will be no intercellular spaces. So we can see the cell wall, we can see the cell membrane, at the middle we can see the nucleus, we can see the cytoplasm at the periphery, and also we can see the vacuoles are present in the cell. Okay. So children, On the slide of onion peel under the microscope, we have observed that the onion peel shows rectangular cells arranged without any intercellular spaces, just like a brick wall. Okay, we have seen the double walled cell wall. A dark stained large nucleus is seen inside the cell. Large vacuoles are also present, we have seen that, and we have seen the cytoplasm is present towards the periphery of the cell. Now we will see the filamentous structure of the Spirogyra under the microscope. So for that we have to collect the Spirogyra from the stagnant water bodies, and if we put it under the microscope, then we can see the filamentous structures. Okay, so these filamentous are found floating on the water surface. They are very shiny appearance. Okay, so for these reasons the Spirogyra is also known as pond silk. Okay, we can see that is the cells are rectangular and arranged one above the other. So children, what we have observed? We have observed that is the Spirogyra is made up of filamentous structures. Okay, this Spirogyra is found in the stagnant reservoir ditches and streams. The filaments of the Spirogyra are found floating on water surface. This Spirogyra is known as pond silk because of its silky appearance. They have nucleus, and this nucleus is supported by cytoplasm strands. The cells are rectangular and arranged one above the other. So children, today we have seen the different type of microorganisms. I hope all of you enjoy today's class. Thank you children. Take care of yourself. Stay safe.